Hello and welcome to the British Powerlifting Awards 2024. Over the past year, we've seen phenomenal performances on the platform, unforgettable moments, and so much growth in our sport. Tonight, it's time to give credit where credit is due. So we will be honouring some of the most standout individuals from the past year across 8 exciting categories. But I'm not going to be doing this alone. Let me introduce you to my co-host. He is none other than the man known to grind his squat, grind his deadlift, and also the man behind the British Powerlifting Fantasy League this year. It's Mr. Manny OWUGHA.
How are you feeling, man? Are you excited for
Yeah,
this video?
yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. It's nice to actually put forward a lot of the conversations that we have about the progression of British powerlifting on a video, and I say I'm looking forward to everyone seeing our takes.
In the categories, which one are you the most excited about?
So it's between two for me. I think they're both very similar categories, but I think the one I'm most excited for is Breakthrough Lifter of the Year and Most
Yeah.
Improved Lifter, because
Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what entices me the most about powerlifting. Just how much lifters are progressing, the hard work that's being put in, and the fruit of the labor. Literally, like X equals Y. Like you put in work, you get results. So yeah, celebrating that is like the big thing
That
for me.
that's it, man. I think this year we've had quite a few breakthrough, and we were meant to have a third guest actually, but unfortunately she's not with us as she's stuck somewhere. So it's just gonna be us two going through it. We
Yeah.
wanted her to do like the female side mostly, as we are not qualified for some of the categories you'll see. We're not really qualified for it, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna discuss all the categories, and then we'll just take it from there. So should we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
start with the first category? Yeah. So the first category we've got is the most improved lifter. This is a very important one, actually. We just literally discussed about how the standard of lifting has been really high this year, and we've seen people make ridiculous progress. People that have been,
Yeah.
this category is mostly for people that have been in the game for quite a bit of time. They're not just new lifters who make new big gains. These are
Mhm.
people that have been there for a while now.
So on the male side, we have Joey Diva. Uh, we also have Sanchez Dillon, who recently won British Championships, and we have Paul Kirkbride Richards, who also came third in British Championships. I believe Joey came second to yourself. You know.
Paul comes third or second because he
Oh, he came
qualified.
second. He
I
came
was going to
second,
say,
didn't
I'm
he?
sure he qualified for international. So
Yeah. I thought.
I think I only noticed Paul recently. To be fair, I know Sanchez and Joey both of them really well, but
Yeah.
I only noticed Paul because of British Championship.
I think you speak for most of British powerlifting, to be fair, unless you're a big powerlifting nerd like myself,
Yeah,
who's keeping an eye on like all of pretty much most of the competitions. You might not have heard about him as much. I know I started taking notice from June when he competed in All England against Aaron Thompson, because this was essentially a rematch at the British. So I believe Aaron won English champs in June, and then Paul came second. But this time roles were reversed. But then you have AJ on top to
I
bump their
I
paces
think
down a bit.
that's what it is because we've seen Aaron Thompson win before, and
Yeah,
we knew AJ is going to win this year because of the
yeah.
ridiculous performance he did at the West Midlands. We didn't really pay attention to Paul.
I believe Joey started off with a 607.5 kilo total at the end of 2023, and recently achieved 650.5 at the British, which is big improvement. Sanchez as well. I believe he totaled 810.5 last year. He might have actually done a little bit more at selections, I believe. I think he might have actually totaled 860 at selections right at the tail end of 2023,
Yeah,
and then ended up with an 882.5 kilo total. Obviously, very controversial with that final deadlift, which would have landed him on 901. Either way, whichever way you slice it, loads of growth there in the last years. Come on leaps and bounds, especially that deadlift is actually insane. How how strong he is, man. Especially, I think the thing that really impresses me about Sanchez is that being a taller lifter myself, and the fact I'm heavier than Sanchez as well. So being a taller lifter and one who's lighter for his height, to be able to lift the loads he's lifting, I don't think people actually understand how difficult that is. Like knowing how his range of motion is and how he's set up. Like,
everyone at the gym is always talking about him, how impressive he's been. He
yeah,
trains obviously. They for most people in that gym, powerlifters, we're like the average lifters. We're not lifting that sort of number. So seeing somebody lift 400 is just crazy in the gym.
Yeah, Paul, I believe in August of 2023, totaled 892.5, and recently at British Champs, he totaled 960. So
Oof.
again, very big improvement. Again, I think he did a divisional at the end of 2023 and totaled 915 at that divisional. So still a 45 kilo improvement from the very last comp of 2023. So all three of those have come on leaps and bounds. And I think the thing worth noting here is that these aren't just intermediate lifters. These are lifters who are at the top of their game as it is already.
I find that even more impressive, especially like someone like Joey, for example. Like
Yeah,
obviously, I follow his training quite closely. I have to, and but
of
with
course.
his with his training, like I've seen over the years now. When I first started following him, it was around like 580, coming up to 600, and
Yeah,
recently to make that much improvement, go from like what just over 600 to 650. It's just like I still couldn't believe it, especially after being in the game for so long. I
yeah.
just think it's just so impressive.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive. I think Open Powerlifting says that Paul's 32. But still, that's
Everyone's
not
30
old.
plus, so it's not
Yeah.
old, but what I mean is they're still not junior. So,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
example, if we see in somebody who's a 21-year-old making adding 40, 50 kilos to the total, we can kind of say, okay, it's just, they're maturing a little bit. They're just making progress just because of the age and muscle maturity. But
Yeah.
these guys are putting in ridiculous amount of work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Joey has been competing in powerlifting longer than the other two.
Yeah,
The other two they started competing in 2022. I believe Joey's first competition was what 2016 or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll check. I'll put it up on Open Powerlifting now.
don't worry. I've
Um,
got his open powerlifting in my head, man. It was
of course,
2016. I'm sure
it was.
he DQ'd, didn't he? Did he
Yeah,
bomb out?
British. I think so. I think so.
Who do you think should get this one? Because I have one person in mind.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one because I actually did some calculations earlier with
Yeah.
this based on their last totals of 2023 and their highest achieved totals of 2024. Paul objectively has the highest percentage change in total. I believe he's gone up by 7.5%. Joey's gone up about 7.1%, and Sanchez has gone up about 4.6%. But again, there's a lot of things to take into account there. It's not just the raw numbers. I think if you're going to
Oh,
look at it, take everything into account, Joey's the most impressive for me, just simply because of how long he's been training. And he was quite, I wouldn't say he was stagnant. Obviously, you put this better, you're his competitor directly. I wouldn't say he was stagnant. He was making steady progress. He was like chugging along. But this year, he's literally just like, since he's hired a new coach, I think like that progress is just got taken a whole new gradient. So I'd actually say Joey's most impressive, in my opinion. But it's not easy because they've all made amazing progress.
but I
Yeah,
think because you said Joey as well, there's no need to argue against it. So I think Joey for me is the most impressive, especially because he's been in it for so long and still making progress like that.
yeah.
So imagine where he would be like in a few years' time. He's probably catching up to those close to 700 total at 66 as well. It's not even like he's gained weight or anything. He's still in the
Mm,
same weight category and he's still making. So we both agree we're going to give this one
yeah,
to Joey Diva, yeah?
yeah. Well done, mate.
So
I just want to say thank you for my award. More to come next time.
okay, so now we're going to move on to the female side. And this is where my guest was, other guest was actually meant to read through all of these. But Manny, you want to take over?
Yeah, so we have four nominees, or three or four nominees here. I think it's three actually. Yeah, four.
Four. We got
Yeah,
four.
we got four. So first one is Leo Godfrey Flower. Second is Temi Nuga. Uh, third being Bettina Hanlon, and the fourth is Toyosi Omotoso.
Yeah, I can see the numbers here as well. I'll be honest, I've never heard of Lily or Godfrey Flower before. Did you?
I have heard of her before. Um, more I haven't really paid as much attention to her because she was a junior. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if she still is. But she seems to have made massive, massive progress. As in, she didn't seem like she'd be a contender for second place prior to Jessica Randall dropping out in the 69s.
Yeah.
But she actually went over Jessica's nominated total by 5 kilos. So if Jessica still competed and she wasn't on
Yeah.
form, she would
Mm.
have beaten Jessica outright. So that isn't a cheap victory for second by any means.
Yeah.
It's only because Annie's so far ahead that we
That's
don't
it.
really appreciate the quality of the 69s that we have that are behind. The ones that are still in the late 400s are still very strong. So
Mm.
she's come on leaps and bounds since Bucks last year, and she's still got room to grow because she's only young, innit? So Leo Godfrey Flower totaled 417.5 at Bucks last year and totaled 487.5 at the British Open Classic this year, which is very, very impressive.
And then with Temi, obviously she cut down from 84 to 76.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people did think she's going to do really well, but nobody thought that she's going to make Sophia Ellis pull for the win.
Yeah, I think I always thought it would be close, but
Yeah.
I didn't know how close because there were a lot of factors here. If Sophia's knee was cooperating and she could have squatted 180 and
Yeah.
pulled what she has been capable of pulling in the past, I think it would have been a little bit more spread out. But all Temi needs to do is just hit the numbers that her body has hit before at a slightly heavier body weight. I believe she didn't even used to cut down from 80 or cut down to make 84. She used to walk around at what, like 81, 82. So
Oh.
she was never really a full 84 that was doing the mad water cuts to get down anyway.
Mm.
And I believe she's been competing since around what, 2018? And prior to 2019, or prior to, I think it was 2020, yeah, just before 2020, it was 72s then 84s. I'm sure you remember when they switched the
Yeah, of
weight
course, yeah.
classes. So when she was competing as an 84, it was too big of a jump to go down to
Yeah.
72. But now, since the 76 kilo class has been introduced, it actually makes sense for her to go down. And I
Mm.
don't actually think this is too big of a drop for her to maintain performance. I think give her a couple more comps and she's going to be back to old numbers and better.
Mm.
I think she'll win next year, man.
And
Yeah.
then I don't even know how to say her name. Toyosi Omotoso.
Yeah, I think that's close enough.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's the
Yeah,
same, isn't
decent.
it?
Yeah,
She went from 535, 615.5. That's almost what, 90, 80 kilos? Yeah, that's 80 kilos on a total in
yeah.
a year. And did she come second as well? She
Yeah,
came second, right?
she came second to a Quinn, and that's no small feat because a Quinn is an incredible lifter. Like to come
Ridiculous.
second to a Quinn is nothing to snuff at. Like, and they were
Yeah,
only, what were they, 3 kilos apart?
yeah,
Yeah, 3 kilos apart is not much at all. I'd say that prior to a Quinn joining um Alex Peach,
yeah.
it would have been closer. Probably would have been even closer than this. But I think since
Mm,
she's made that change, her trajectory has changed as well. Like
yeah,
she's also making very good progress. But it's not about. We're not talking about Quinn now. We're talking about Toyosi.
yeah,
I think the thing with Toyosi is that her 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 rate of progression is a lot more striking. So I think that's the scary part. I think she's been powerlifting less time as well. So she's still fairly new to the sport and she's making such good progress. I think it's only a matter of time before those two might start exchanging titles like every so often. Like it's always going to be close. And it literally just comes down to who executes better in a day. But they both went 9 for 9 and both incredible lifters. Betty as well, worth mentioning. Bettina Hanlon, she started off with a 455 kilo total last year and is currently on a 520 kilo total this year, which landed her third place at the British behind Temi and Sophia, respectively. Betty's progress is also very exciting because she moved up from 69s to the 76s recently because
mm,
she was a 69 as a junior, and now she's this is her first year as a senior, and she's already third place and essentially was pulling for the win,
yeah.
and only just lost it on grip. So yeah, it's very, very impressive to see what she could do in the years to come.
And who do you think should win this one? I think one person, but let's see. I want you to go first. So if it's the same person, then we're going to give it to them.
See, it's between on this list. It's between two people. Uh, it's hard because if you're going to look at it in percentage terms, you give it to one. But if you're going to look at it in terms of, if you
See, we're
look at
not
it
looking at
holistic,
it. We're not going just by data, because if you go by
yeah,
data, then obviously we have to be factual about all the other categories as well, and we
true
can't
that.
do that. We just have to give it to somebody that we think was the most impressive this year, who made the most progress. We like it's noticeable for us. We don't want it to be just based on numbers.
Okay, if we're gonna look at it holistically, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Leo, just because Toyosi, it's between Leo and Toyosi for me. The reason why I go with Leo is because I believe it's her first year, it's her first British Open Classic champs. Came second.
yeah,
Toyosi has competed at a British before, and she
yeah.
came second last year as well. So it's not just obviously it's not just improvement on the total, it's also improvement on placing, it's improvement on
Mm.
at the level of competitions you're able to replicate that standard at as well. So for me, I'd go with her, but I'd also be open to hear your thoughts on this as well.
I was gonna go with Bettina Hanlon or
Okay.
Toyosi, one of them two. I was gonna go for one of them two.
Yeah.
But Leo's as well. I don't think you can look past her. But because we both have come with Toyosi,
Mm,
I think we should just give it to Toyosi for this one.
yeah. She really does deserve it.
So the most improved lifter for 2024 female is going to go to Toyosi. So I'm really sorry if I messed up your name, but I think I've said it fairly well.
Thank you so much, guys, for most improved female powerlifter of the year. I definitely weren't expecting it, but thank you again, and big up my coach Christian, because I wouldn't be able to do this without him. And it's really lovely to be recognised in the powerlifting community, especially as I haven't been in it for very long. But I'm so excited to see where 2025 brings me, and yeah, thank you again. I really, really appreciate it.
But anyways, talking about my suit,
Mm-hmm.
we might as well move to the best dressed.
Yeah.
This is the one that I think I wanted our special guest to be in, because she was really excited for this one. But unfortunately, she's not here, so we have to carry the show. Let me read through the nominees. Yeah, we've got CJ. He wore the A7 black and white one, which I wore the same one, but he pulled it off way better than me.
Yeah, his
If
year's
that
different, so
he's a different. He had that aura in him. He pulled that off. Then we've got Kyle. I can't remember his surname. Is
Kyle
it Nowak?
Bruni.
Is it Bruni?
No,
What do you say, Nowak?
Bruni. I don't
Who's
know.
that? I have no idea who that is. Kyle Bruni. He wore the all white. It looked really cold in that. Like, I don't know many people that can pull off the all white, but he did.
Mm.
And then we've got Ben Pate with his headband, always smiling. But
Right.
what do you think of my nominees?
Yeah, I think they're all pretty valid, man. I think personally, I was just going to caveat this with the fact that I'm basically a Nigerian uncle at this point. So anything I say, yeah, if you get offended that I didn't pick or we didn't pick you, we're both uncles out here, man. This is just a fun category that we're just throwing in. So
Well, I'm not an
don't take
uncle,
it too
man.
personal.
I
Yeah,
don't know why. No, 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 no.
speak for yourself, man.
You know what? I need to clarify this, yeah? All these Bengalis call me uncle, yeah? All these young Bengali kids that come down, they call me uncle. But there's Saber, there's Ash. These men are the uncles, man. These are 34, 35. I'm not even 30 yet.
Yeah, and you got two kids, man. It's not just the age, bro.
Oh, shit, man.
man's a father before he's an uncle, yeah?
Fair play, man. Yeah, I'm an uncle, but you know what? I think we have good taste in like
Yeah,
dress and whatnot. But I
yeah.
think we both said the same thing, right? It's going to be that one person.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think with this category, like you mentioned, a lot of people are wearing more or less the same sort of things. The only way you can really judge it up a bit is adding some accessories like some earrings, some necklaces, some like a nice watch, a nice chain, something like that. But even on top of, in addition to that, because a lot of people do that as well, it's really instead of best dress, it's really best aura or best like
Move, basically.
best
How
best
you present
platform.
yourself.
Yeah, best platform presence, best aura, best all of that sort of stuff. How you present yourself, like the swag, like yeah, because certain people they really own the platform when they're on it, and
Mm.
I have one person in mind who's on it as well.
We have the same person, so you might as well say who the winner is.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say see it has to be CJ, man.
Yeah,
Has to be
100%.
CJ.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think for me it's TJ, because I think throughout the whole like prime time, he was just smiling. Like
yeah,
the guy did not stop smiling one bit, and
yeah,
he just had that positive energy, and it just makes the whole. I know we're talking about dress, but the whole presence a lot better.
Yeah,
So
you have to love CJ, man. Like
yeah,
he's so positive. He's so confident on the platform as well, and he just owns it. Like he's just a great guy as well, man. Like you have to give it to him. And I think even with the singlet he wore at the British, it wasn't even the one that he was supposed to wear. I believe the one that he was
he didn't
supposed to
come.
wear didn't come until after.
Yeah,
Wasn't it the is it the emerald one?
the green one, yeah,
Yeah,
emerald one.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
remember. I saw his story and he mentioned it.
yeah. But it doesn't matter which one he wears because
He would have pulled it off
yeah, we would have
better.
pulled it
Yeah.
off. Which is why you're
So
getting the award, bro.
TJ, you've got an award for best dressed man. So yeah,
Yeah.
TJ, the best dressed man for 2024 is you.
Right, so I heard I've won the award for the best dressed 2024 GB powerlifting. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, I want to thank the people who support me, the brands that support me. So shout out A7, shout out ESN, But last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for all of these hard accessories I'll be pushing so I can fill out these singlets. I want to thank me for like lifting such weights to make it look good in the fits. Do you know what I mean? I'm joking. I'm playing. No, shout out to you lot though. Come on.
So for the females, we have I don't have a lot of surnames here, but we have Linda, we have
Linda,
Melina,
Linda
we
is
have
Linda Chow Mein.
Linda. Oh yeah, Lynn. Yeah. Got Lily.
Yeah,
Lily Erskine. Sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly. Also got Holly
Gorge. Yeah.
Yeah, Gorge, and then Sherry Miles.
All these nominees were picked out by our third guest.
Yeah,
So
or
we're gonna
Mel.
give
Yeah,
this one to Mel,
yeah,
mainly because she wore really nice earrings.
yeah,
That's what it is, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Everyone dressed really well. We're
yeah.
not qualified to say anything on this. So I think our guest would have given it to Melina as well. So
Yeah,
the
we'll
best.
try. Yeah, yeah,
We'll keep this section very short and simple. We're going to give the award for the best dressed person in 2024 to Melina.
Hello, Melina here. I'm currently recording actually from the middle of the ocean. So there's that. I wish I could have actually made the background more interesting, like a beach or something, but it's like 6, 7 a.m. So we've not docked yet, unfortunately. But it was a lovely surprise to receive this award, which I gratefully accept. I'll keep this speech short and sweet, but there are 2 things I'd like to thank. The first being Uniqlo. I live there. I'd like to specifically shout out the Uniqlo that's on Tottenham Court Road, the one next to the station. I think it only opened recently anyway. So like in general, Uniqlo have carried my oversized fits for 2024. Love them. And the one on Oxford Street, that's like right by Tottenham Court Road. There's something special about that place. Get yourself there, get some business. Uniqlo, you're welcome. Second thing is the British weather. Without the British weather, I wouldn't be forced to wear 50,000 layers a day. I wouldn't be forced to have to diversify my tracky collection and my sort of warm clothing collection, which is what I pretty much wear all year round. So again, British weather, I might slag you off, but actually I'm grateful for you in this context. So again, big up, shout out, love that. Thank you guys again so much for the award. Bye-bye.
So our next category is best celebration. So this one's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, this one is good.
So I'll go through the nominees. So first up, we have Fenyo. So his squat celebration at Manny Open.
It's the way he did it, and it was a good squat as well. I'm pretty sure it was like a 215 or something, and it was a really good squat. So that's why I put it on the list. Like that celebration stood out because I remember when he did it at Manchester Open, we talked about it in the group chat. Other group chat, we talked about it saying, you know what, that's a cold celebration. Yeah,
next up, we have Manson Nadagu at Junior Worlds. That obviously everyone's seen that backflip.
Winning world and they're doing a backflip.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. And the reason why we got him there as well and not Nathaniel Messiah is because he did it first.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Next up, we have Ash Liston. Doing CJ celebration after taking the bench record off of him. Yeah, that was cold. That was nice. Yeah.
The funny thing is CJ been doing that celebration in training a lot as well, right? And Ash is such a quiet guy. Like you don't ever see him do anything like that. So for him to come out there and do that celebration after taking it off him, that was cold.
Yeah, we have an honourable mention for Dan Clark that legendary windmill during Indies, dads and Christians as well.
But that wasn't this year. It was last year, right?
The
It's
one
the
in
one where
March.
Indy took the world record.
Yeah, that was March.
Are you sure this year? I'm pretty sure that was last year because he took that one.
I'm gonna go in open powerlifting
Go,
because this
go,
is
go,
really frying my brain now.
one in
You're
March.
right. It was the
Yeah,
one
which
in
one is it?
December. It was the one in December because he hit 395.5 there and hit 380 in the one in March.
That's the one. Yeah, when you did the
Yeah.
395.5, you can see Dan at the back. So just because it was in December, unfortunately, you didn't make it
Didn't quite
into
make
this
the cut.
list. You didn't make the cut, but it was an honorable mention.
Yeah.
But out of the four, out of the three, which one would you go with as the best one?
Has to be Manson's backflip, man. Are you mad?
You think
That's
Manson?
crazy. You know, only a few people can actually do a backflip. And this is no hate to Nathaniel earlier, by the way. When I was saying that, oh yeah, Manson did it first. If anything, I'm even more impressed by the fact that that Nathaniel could do it at a heavier body weight. But you have to give it to the one who did it first, just because of
Yeah.
originality there. Like it's one of those.
See, I wanted to say Ash
Yeah.
Liston.
Okay, yeah.
But I've changed my mind. I think it has to be Manson, just because the stage he was at and what he did just before it as well,
Yep.
and being the first person to do it as well.
Yeah.
So the best celebration does go to Manson. I don't think anyone would be surprised with this one. I think a lot of people, the thing with Manson celebration as well is a lot of people didn't talk about it. Everyone only talked about Nathaniel Mathias just because he's such a big Instagram influencer and whatnot.
Absolutely. Yeah, so first up we have Romy Grieve.
Do you know who that is, right?
I know exactly who that is.
You know, yeah.
Absolute legend. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Then we have Joy Namani.
Yeah.
And finally we have Caitlin Baxter.
I'm not gonna even talk through all of them because it's gonna be one, right?
Yeah, of course it's gonna be one.
The energy she brought, man. Like I think she you know what the thing is, the cartwheel wasn't even after her lift. It was before her lift.
Yeah, it was in the open, it was the walkout to the primetime session.
Yeah.
She's incredible, man.
The whole day she was on like different energy.
Bro, we could write about 10 different mini celebrations throughout each of the lifts to add to that cartwheel. Like
do you remember the jewelry one as well?
Huh?
The jewelry one as well. Where
yeah.
She like, and she did look at the jewelry
like
this.
Yeah, she's like back jerking and then fell. Yeah, I posted that on my story, bro. I posted that on my story. It's hilarious. I think that the little curtsy. There was like he did a front double bite at one point as well. She's like, giving it that like. Everything, bro.
I get it. You're flexing your arms. Yeah. I get it.
I had to sneak that in there, bro. Stop exposing my game, innit?
But yeah, the best celebration for female definitely goes to Romy Grieve.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolute
legend, man.
She's a proper legend, man. Honestly, I think she stood out in so many ways. I'll be honest, I don't even know what number she hit, what position she came. I think she came fourth. I remember that.
She came fourth, yeah. She came fourth.
Yeah, I remember that. But I don't remember what number she hit or anything. I just remember the vibe she was on was just crazy.
Yeah, she came fourth. I believe she hit a 475 kilo total. She actually pulled a Scottish record deadlift, which is since
she's Scottish.
Yeah, she's Scottish, man. That's why she's so hilarious. She's Scottish jokes, bro. But yeah, that was a Scottish record deadlift.
We're trying to say English people ain't, yeah?
They are, but the Scottish just got something else about them, man. They're just jokes. But yeah, that record has since been broken by Annie Nelson at Home Nations because Annie Nelson did Home Nations without cutting, so she didn't cut into that. So she pulled 225 there, so beat Romy's 215. I think she actually posted in her story earlier today, like, "Oh, I want my record back."
She should save some energy, not do the cartwheel, and then try it. It's like when Ishtiaq goes scream and burns all his energy before deadlift as well.
Yeah.
Hello, thank you so much for this award. Wow. British Powerlifting's largest hunk. Wonderful. Thank you so much for this. I really wasn't expecting it. Wow, what can I say? I guess we'll start with the thank yous. Thank you to my coach, Annie Nelson, of course, for giving me the means to get to the big, bright lights of British Powerlifting Classic Championships. Thank you for getting me there. Give me my record back, though. Am I right? My parents for birthing greatness, and of course to you all for the votes. Wow, it really means a lot to me that, you know, I'm finally being seen for who I really am, rather than just this beautiful face and big fat ass. Thank you for finally seeing me as I am. I will strive to be better next year. My legs will be straightened, my toes pointed, and yeah, bigger and better things in 2025. Thank you guys again. It really means the world to me. And as always, stay cool. Thank you.
We're just going to swiftly move on to the next one. And this one is very interesting because we have one of the nominees with us right now. And this one is Grind of the Year. This one, you know what it is? I've seen so many. I've actually, you know, mostly on the female side, not even on the male side. I've seen, which comp was it? Recently, actually, ST comp, where I went to see Saber. Honestly, everybody on the third attempt grinded. 99% of them missed, but it was such
like
it was such like the fact that they don't give up is crazy. Like with me, I don't know what it is, especially when it comes to deadlift. If it's a bit hard, I'm like, forget it, man. I'm not
Really?
gonna. I don't think I grind through deadlift like that. I think with sumo, it's really hard as it is to try to grind through it. Like if you lose position, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
but
what if you've maintained position and it's just slowing down? Do you still grind?
The thing is, if I see, you know, when you can tell it's moving, then I can go through it. Anyway, I'm just gonna go through the nominees as one of them. The first one is you for your squat and your deadlift.
Yeah.
However, you did not get any of the lift.
I didn't know.
You didn't get any of the lift, so you do not qualify to win this one, unfortunately. Second one is our good friend Gab from Fitfest Bench. He grinded that 137.5. A lot of people can't grind through bench like that as well. No. Especially like his elbow was shaking as well, bench through it. Talking about bench grind, the next person I'm about to mention gave up on his bench so easily, but he grinded through his squat, is Kabs Abdullah. That squat, me and my mom were watching this together. Because I told my mom, this is a Bengali guy. Like, I'm about to drop my mom somewhere, and she was still in the car. And I was like, let me just watch this guy. And I told her he's Bengali, so she was watching as well. And when she saw him, his knees like coming in, she was shouting at me. She's like, why are you guys putting your body through that? I never do this. I would give up, but he just did that, and it's like one of the best grinds I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think he popped his blood vessels and his eyes and everything.
Oh, really?
And then we also have another squat grind from Joey Diva, who basically he loaded 222.5, dropped it. Well, didn't drop it. They didn't tighten the colors. Came sliding out, and then he got like 4 or 5 minute break, and then he came back out again and did it. I think if he didn't do that, where he unracked and drained a bit of energy, he probably would have got it easier. But he did grind through that, so he also makes it into this one, even though he won an award again. Apart from your own one, which one impressed you the most out of them three? Oh, hold on, sorry. Before you say it, Indy's 350 as well. I forgot to write it on there.
Oh,
Indy's 350 squat was crazy.
I know Abdullah's was the hardest out of all of them, for a fact. And then Gab's bench as well was an admirable fight. I feel like it's actually harder to grind out on bench in a way. I know, I'm not just saying that because we're both very great at benching, but genuinely you have less muscle to recruit to fight through. Like I feel like with a squat or a deadlift, like you can just recruit every single muscle. Like you can just literally just grit it out. But with bench, you can do that, but not to the same extent. It's a bit harder, but I don't know, man. I feel like Indy's squat was mighty. That was watching that in person was epic. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
For me, I don't know. I think I promised Abdullah I'll give it to him.
Yeah. I was leaning more towards him just because of the difficulty of the lift, but it's just that I know bench can be tough as well. But Yeah, Cobbs.
Reason,
Yeah.
two reasons why I want to give it to Cobbs is firstly, obviously, I saw it and then I saw it multiple times actually. I've seen it, him showing me when I went out because I missed it. I was meant to go and see him, but I missed it by the time I got there. Secondly, I just want him to have one up on Saber. At least this award will mean something. I know Saber out totaled him. This award will mean that at least he got something that Saber didn't.
Well, make it worth popping those blood vessels, man. Like at least you got white lights or majority white lights out of it. For me, I put
No, he got two, right?
he
got
got
two white
two.
lights.
Yeah, he did get one on the left, one red on the left for downward movement, I believe. Yeah, because I got downward movement as well. But the center, unfortunately, the center saw my downward movement, and there was a jury, so I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, there's no way.
But maybe I would have got it at ST. Who knows?
That's the thing. I think you would have, man. But
Yeah,
we're gonna
man.
give the best grind of the year to Abdullah. Yeah,
Abdullah, yes.
Abdullah Muhammad, proper Arab name, man. My mom didn't believe he was Bengali when I told her.
I'd like to thank Kibria and Manny for this award. I want to dedicate the award to my members in Salbet. If it wasn't for this guy, we wouldn't have been able to grind out that squat.
Wait, so you
He was feeling left out.
So all the haters are banding up against me, giving each other awards.
Listen, he was standing there waiting for me to fill. I could see his eyes start to light up. I had to grind that out. Pure hatred.
I'll be honest. There was a slight moment when it started tilting. I was like, oh. And then
This guy was there he was doing what's just making dua against me.
and then he got it. I was like, fuck. I was actually quite annoyed. But I'm a good friend because I say it to his face.
But yeah, we're gonna move straight onto the nominations for the female side.
Yeah. So for females, we have.
You might as well go through it.
Yeah, we've got Liv Pricey. Liv Price, I believe. I think that's just her Instagram handle. Got Shanice. Is it Summers? And then Joy Namani. So Liv's was the squat at Fit Fest. Shanice was her deadlift at the British, and for Joy it was her squat and her deadlift at the British.
Did you see any of them?
I've seen all except for Shanice's deadlift, I believe. But yeah, if it's a good lift, if the referee's passed it, then that's a good grind, man. Like it's solid.
It was all the way from the floor as well. But you know what? Looking back at it, I think Liv's was harder. That Liv grinded her squat. Honestly, like we were watching. Were you watching it? Because we were watching Emily, right? I was watching lift at the time. I don't know if you were watching it.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it at the time as well.
Yeah, like when I watched it, I honestly thought she's not gonna get it. Like I just thought, because the sticking point was right from the bottom. It was like a long push. Like a lot of people get stuck in the middle and then push through and then lock out quite easily. I think her one was just like throughout the whole rep. It was really hard.
Yeah. No, I think that one was insane. I think that's mad. I've seen Joy grind out heavier squats than that in training. Yeah.
In training?
Yeah. I believe she squatted, what was it, 177.5 at the British. She squatted 190 in training before. And this wasn't as a 63. This was when she was a 50, like, well, cutting distance. Yeah, it was a while back. I think it must have been 2021. And that was tough. That was a tough lift. They weren't like Liv's grind. Liv's was just absolutely nuts. That was bonkers.
That's funny. After I saw that, obviously I don't follow like Liv's training like that. Like I only started following her recently. But after I saw that grind, I saw on Instagram, everyone was talking about like she's known to grind her squat. And I'm thinking, what they're on about. And then I saw another old video of her. I think she posted on her Instagram or something. But she's just been grinding squats for ages. Like she's been doing it for time.
Yeah, I remember her doing a 140 grind. This must have been like, again, maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And that was something. And like she gave everything to that. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, the reason why I find squat more impressive is because you still are able to continue to do your bench, and that benches obviously you don't need that much energy for, but to be able to recover in time to go and do your deadlifts as well. I just find that more impressive. So for me, I want to give this one to Liv Pricey. What about you?
Yeah, I give it to Liv as well. She did really well there.
So the best grind female 2024 goes to Liv Pricey.
So unfortunately, there's no audio on this video, but I'm just going to do a voiceover to explain what happened. I FaceTimed Liv and told her this. This is definitely first take. There's no script or nothing involved. I don't know why the people at the back from powering through, standing at the back, it's all first take. This is definitely an original reaction, not fake at all. But as you can see, she's very speechless. But she did say to me she's very thankful after this. And she sent me a long essay I'm not going to read.
So our next category is best coach, but we're going to caveat this as best coaching team more than the coach themselves / best contribution to British powerlifting within a team, because we can't just say that one coach is the best. Just because how do you completely quantify that?
See, with this one as well, like, we want to make it about this year, right? So we want to give it to somebody who has the accolade to be called best coach this year. Otherwise, me personally, I have an opinion on who I think is the best coach. And I have an opinion on who I think is the best one. But I don't have enough data to back who I think it is. Because end of the day, they have a lot of lifters. I don't want to say small, but beginner lifters or intermediate in different levels that are making different progress. Now, for example, I'm just going to talk about battalion barbell. So Peach, he has lifters in every different ability, from Samju, who's a national level lifter, to international Annie Nelson, to beginner lifters. We can't really quantify who is overall the best coach. So we are basing these nominations based on which team or which person has lifted the most achievements or the best achievement this year.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that with this as well, it's so important to highlight the importance of coaches, because no lifter gets to the top alone, do they? Like
unless you're Christian.
Yeah, exactly. Or Ade.
Or Ade, yeah. Unless you're Christian or Ade,
yeah. They're just different. But nominees, we have Barbell Coalition. Next up we have Phoenix, so Christian's coaching company. And then we also have Forza, so Lewis Catley Smith's company, and Battalion Barbell, so that's Peach on the British end, and obviously
it's going to be only Peach because it's British.
Yeah,
so we only have to say Peach basically. But there are so many other ones as well, right? So we've got ESC Owen, we've got Ben Pape, we've got
Elevate.
Yeah, Elevate actually that's Nonso, right? Under Elevate.
Yeah,
so Elevate?
Yeah. So Nonzo is a coach and an athlete under Elevate. So the coaches are Nathan and James. So Nathan Javal and James Adcock, and then Nonzo is also a coach.
Yeah. So they're one of the nominees as well. Elevate.
Yeah.
In terms of accolade, it's got to be Christian, right? Phoenix. Because let's be honest, like during first year of being with Christian, has won world championship.
Yeah.
The most prestigious thing that you could win is world.
Yeah.
And
you can't. I was going to say you can't really beat that, can you? That's the closest. I'd say the closest that we've got to that in terms of world champions is maybe EST with Nathaniel winning 93s in juniors, which is still an amazing achievement, of course. But then it's up there, so you have to consider that.
Would then, in that case, then we have to consider Barbell Coalition because Manson is under them as well, right?
He is.
Honestly, they're actually really good. You know,
they are.
The way they do things. I've seen Stefan Handel. He didn't mention who his coach is. Maybe they don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I've seen Stefan handle two people. I've seen him handle Cobbs and what's his name. That's just in the handling side. And you know what, talking about Bengalis, actually, Tom Knapp has made. Do you know who Dawood is?
Yeah.
Trains at your old gym, right? Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz. Yeah.
Yeah, he has made ridiculous progress under Tom. That's when I've started noticing, like, you know what, these guys are doing something right.
Yeah, they're good. They're good, man. And I think I like the whole collaborative coaching thing because the sum of the parts is like the sum of their talent is greater than the sum of their parts. Like when they all
Mm.
come together to collaborate, they're very, very powerful and very good.
I think you're going to agree with me on this one as well. We're going to give the best coach award to Christian.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Christian, because mainly during winning worlds, it's like how many months was he under him? Like about 6 months, and he won world.
Yeah, I think they were. I think
When was world?
Christian was
June.
Worlds was in June. He was collaborating with Joey for Euros in March, so it might be around 6 months. Yeah, I think it might be around
Whatever
six
it is,
months.
but
Not long.
to have a world champion under you, you can't. An open world champion, I should say, you can't overshadow that by anybody else. So the
No.
best coach for 2024 goes to Phoenix Coaching / Christian Irondokin.
Hi, Kibria. Thank you very much for this award. It's a pleasant surprise. However, most of the Phoenix team, most of my athletes did very well at the recent British. So I just want to thank them for their hard work and efforts. Thank you for noticing. And of course, it wasn't perfect. So hopefully we'll be back with a bigger team, with bigger totals in 2025. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye now.
Following on from our last one, the best coach, this one's a bit more general now. So we're on to MVP, so most valuable person or most valuable player. So yeah, essentially, who's made the biggest contribution to British powerlifting this year? Who has improved the federation the most? Who's made the most tangible impacts? There's so many people that we can mention here, but we got a few nominees. Oh no, in fact, we don't, do we? We've got one standout person. We might have some honorable mentions before we get onto that, but
Let's talk about the honorable mention because we both came up with this category for this one person or one team. We'll say a team.
Yeah.
We basically came up with this category to give an award to this team. But we might as well talk about the honorable mention. You were about to talk about Barbell Coalition earlier. We might as well talk about what they're doing.
Well, I'll let you start first because there's something that they're doing right now, which is
Ramadan Rumble, basically.
Yeah.
The way they're doing it, it just not just Ramadan Rumble they're doing, it's just the way they are implementing new things. They literally sponsors at every comp that I'm seeing, from Manchester Open to British National to local comps as well. They're sponsoring, and by sponsoring, they're able to give something to the meet director to be able to help out. Even the content that they're creating is ridiculous. They're so funny as well. The content they create is so engaging. Like, I love every video they upload, and the way they're young lifters. There was a debate on which podcast on Sabado they were talking about it. Like Nathaniel Messiah was saying, like he thinks he is responsible for a lot of the new junior lifters coming through. But the stuff Barbell Coalition is doing plays a huge role in this because they've got young lifters that other lifters. Now, for example, if I knew you were under Barbell Coalition and I'm starting powerlifting, I'll go to Barbell Coalition because you're with them. And straight away, I'm in good hands.
Yeah.
They are nurturing new talent in British powerlifting as well as everything else that they're doing outside as well.
Absolutely. I think the main thing I'd add to that is that back in my day, all this stuff, there wasn't really many of these collaborative coaching brands. I think EST was the first major one that I saw break out and really take over the space with this. And it seems like Barbell Coalition have taken that model, applied it to a larger staff of coaches, and really just taken the lessons from that, like sponsoring comps, as you mentioned, and being able to collaborate between different coaches and learn and apply the skills of each one, and apply those to their lifters in a really good way. I think they're brilliant, man. I think there's something else I was going to say about this as well. Yeah, I've seen their program that they have. It's not free. It's a paid program, but it's very cheap, but very accessible. I know a couple of people who are on it, and they speak highly of it as well. So initiatives like that are also very, very, very clever, because you can get people a taste of what your programming is. It's adaptable, but you don't get the full contact of the coaches. But from the bit that you do get, you might think, oh, I'm making decent progress under this program, which cost me like what, £8 a month. Imagine if I'm paying for coaching, full contact coaching each month. It's a really good business model.
Not just business model, really. That group coaching, talking about the group coaching thing. I know somebody, she's doing it as well, and she was talking about how good it is. She's always promoting it. And I think to myself, like when I first started going to JJ, I was looking around for things like that, but there was nothing around, because a lot of people are not working. They're young. They're just starting lifting. They can't afford to pay £100 a month.
No.
So something like that, just to get them into powerlifting, is a great way. Actually, before we do, another one I want to mention as well is Strength Journal. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
The guy who does the logos for everybody.
Yeah. Oh wait,
his name is.
I don't know if that's Strength. That's Kasimov Creative, isn't it?
Kasimov Creative.
He's the goat, man. His designs are crisp, man.
Is it not Strength Journal? Is that not the same person?
I don't know if it is.
Okay, ignore the Strength Journal bit. It's Kasimov Creative. Yeah. He is doing bits, like literally everywhere. Even in Bangladesh powerlifting, I'm pretty sure he did it. Because it was the same design, you know, the Avengers sort of design. You know what I'm talking about? With everybody facing different way. They did the same thing, unless they copied him.
No, I think he's done bits. Not just like you said, not just for British powerlifting, obviously for Bengali powerlifting IPF as well, but then IPF. I was going to say IPF, Chalk Talk, all of those kind of banners and posters. Yeah, it's really leveled up the production of everything. I think it ties into who we're going to mention for our main pick, because it's all under the same sort of genre of creativity. But yeah, got to mention him, man. He's good.
It's going to be White Light Media, who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you might as well take over from now.
White Lights Media, as you all know, they have leveled up immensely from when they first started. I believe, again, I'm gonna go back to my old man brain here now. I remember when I started, it was like Max Out Media Productions. Those are like the main one. Max Out Media Productions, Fatboy Strong. These are like your main photographers at the time. And I think White Lights Media started off with just Ramsey, just going around taking photos at like local London comps, and then eventually started charging and getting more of a team, and not only just doing comps like that, but then also now they're recording live podcasts of King of the Lifts. They're going to all sorts of competitions around the world and documenting those in a really beautiful way. And obviously at the British we've recently had, they've been in charge of getting all of the kit together, getting all of the volunteers ready, like all of the platform crew, everything. Like a lot of what you've seen, the successful running of the competition at the British Open Classic, is down to White Lights Media. So they did a hell of a job. Oh, amazing.
I think we had this literally right at the beginning anyway. As soon as we talked about MVP, it was going to be White Light Media. I think they my first comp I did, they were there. I don't know. I remember. I don't know if FT was there with them at the time. I think it was just Ramsey, and he had Ramsey had somebody else with him as well at the time. I can't remember who it was, but they were doing photos, videos. Did they do a live stream at the time? No, there was no live stream.
Was it Lab?
But
was it Lab with them?
Lab was there. Lab was there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That, but it all ties in together of how British powerlifting has grown, because it's a time of Instagram, social media, and everything. Everyone wants to make content. Everyone wants to show off their lifts. Before it was just about, you post it on Facebook to show your uncle, your auntie, or something. But now everybody's out there trying to showcase their lifts. It's something to be proud of, and for them to understand that before this whole thing became big. I think they came at the right time when Instagram was taken off. When we were transitioning from Facebook to, I was never using Facebook, so I don't know how it was then, how British powerlifting was. So when you're transitioning from Facebook to Instagram, they understood the gap in the market that everybody wants these videos, everybody wants this photo, and this is just one thing I'm mentioning. And then, like you said, they did the live podcast. They are doing those battle videos, the one where the Amanda Lawrence versus Daniela Mello.
Yeah,
One of the best videos I've ever seen at the time.
Yeah.
Like in 2019, nobody's doing YouTube videos like this.
Yeah,
So
it's
for them to
crazy,
do
right?
it, it's on 1 million views now. I think that video might be on 1 million views. You know,
It might be.
it's done a lot of views. So I remember, and then since then, every world they're doing so much. So it's not just British powerlifting; they're taking powerlifting in general to another level.
Yeah. No, they hats off to them, and they're.
Anyway, our most valuable player, person, team goes to White Lights Media.
Hey.
Ramsey, here's a prize for MVP. Yeah, Kibria, thank you very much for this award for MVP of the year. We're truly honoured. We're here at the Wise Media Christmas party, actually. And yeah, it's been a great year supporting British powerlifting, hosting the British and doing all the media. We really appreciate the support and belief in us. We'll make 2025 another good year too.
But anyway, we're going to move on to our next one, Breakthrough Lifter of the Year. So this one, we wanted to not just talk about who's made the most improvement, but this one is somebody who's come to the limelight really fast.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's got to be somebody that has to do something really impressive for me to notice that they're coming onto the scene, unless they're in my weight category. I think that's generally with most people, right? You pay attention to your own category.
Yeah, that's true.
It has to be somebody who basically made a name for themselves this year. And we came up with three, right? Three people that really stood out. But three people that we knew of, but we didn't think that they'd be at such high level so quick.
Yeah.
The first one is Paul. We mentioned about his how much he's improved previously. We've spoken through the amount of gains he's made in a year. Percentage-wise, I think he had the highest percentage of improvement as well, right? From 2023 to 2024.
Yeah, of the breakthrough of the other lifters,
of the nominees with like Joey and Sanchez, basically.
Yes.
We have Peter Mendy.
Yeah.
I literally only come across him, I think, like about a week after British Nationals. That shows, man. I don't follow powerlifting much. I need to.
Yeah.
I think it's just is Peter Mendy a junior as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why I don't think I follow much of junior powerlifting. And then Timmy as well. Same thing. I think I only come across Timmy a week before or a week after Nationals.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a 105, right? He just moved up.
Yeah, he was a 105. Yeah, he's a 105. So I believe his first competition. This is all from memory as well. His first competition was 4 counties last year at Nottingham Strong. Because I remember going there to watch a friend.
He literally just started competing.
Yeah, he's done a powerlifting speed run as well, because I think he did 4 counties, and then from 4 counties did British Juniors. So did the divisional, qualified for national level comp. From national level comp, did I think it was Euro Muscle Show, and then competed at Junior Euros, and then.
Oh, did he do that one? Which one that Joey Awala did as well? Joey Shaw.
Yeah, he did that as well.
Oh,
Euro Muscle Show. Yeah, and that's the point where he moved up from 105 to 120.
And then Peter Mendy, I'll be honest, I have no idea who he was till recently. I think he's coached by Tom Knapp as well, right?
Yes, I think so. He's definitely Barber Coalition. I just don't know which one of them. Again,
oh yeah, Barber Coalition. Again, Barber Coalition, and they're everywhere.
Yeah. I think for me, this one's clear.
Yeah,
it's very clear. Peter Mendy.
It's Timmy, right?
No, it's not even Timmy. It's Peter
It's
Mendy.
not Timmy.
No, it's not Timmy.
No,
it's not Timmy.
What did Mendy total?
Just go on Open Powerlifting and search them. But I think I've got him open actually. I'll show you.
You go through that. I'm gonna go through his Instagram because for me it was gonna be Timmy, but let's have a look.
No, we're talking breakthrough, yeah. So Peter Mendy was nominated, I believe, in 25th place with a 725 kilo total, which he achieved at British Juniors.
What's his
March,
Instagram name? Oh, Mendy Lifts.
Mendy Lifts.
Yeah.
He put 90 kilos on that total, hit 8:15 at the British, came sixth from the B group. So he beat 4 or 5 primetime lifters with that total. He
Bro,
jumped 19 places, bro.
bro, I just watched a 350 deadlift and I already liked it before, but I liked it again.
Yeah, the ones that you like it again. He missed
Bro,
370. He missed 370. If he just had a more, so this is the issue with not being in the prime
oh, so
time slot. Yeah,
it wasn't his last attempt. I was gonna say that looks so easy.
that was his second, bro. He's in
Ah,
training. He's attempted a double with 360. So that already tells, like, he missed a second rep, but that already tells you that he probably had 365 in there. That would have put him on an 830 total. An 830 total is now rivaling the likes of, well, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say CJ, because isn't CJ total at 840? I'll have to check. But it's getting him up there. Like, it's getting him well up there. Like, an 830 total would have got him fourth, like, above Ash Liston and Eric.
maybe with Timmy as well. The only thing I'd say Peter Mendy is probably going above Timmy is because Timmy went up a weight class as well.
Exactly. He went up a weight class, and the jump that Mendy did in 7 months is the same, very similar jump to what Timmy did in a year in terms of total. And Mendy had more room, as in, like, they both had more room, but I feel like with Mendy's one, he could have definitely loaded more if he was in that prime time session.
I agree with you, actually. You've changed my mind. I literally came in thinking we're going to both agree to Timmy, but fair enough, man. I've decided to change, and it's actually the best breakthrough lifter of the year 2024 award is going to go to Peter Mendy.
Male breakthrough lifter of the year. That is a massive achievement. I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported along the way, through the highs and lows, through the taper and peak into the comp. And as we fade into 2025, I just want to say we're going to go on to bigger things. We're not keeping it on the low anymore. We're just hitting the top. Stay strong, stay blessed.
Female side, we have Bettina, we have Temi, and we have Rachel. I believe that's Rachel Raji.
I was going to say, do you know who that is? I didn't know who that was till this morning.
Yeah, no, I remember reading through this in the original grid, and I thought it has to be Rachel Raji because there's not really any other Rachel I can think of who's
She's an elevator lifter as well.
Yeah, she is. She is.
Yeah, I think Temi. Everybody already knew who Temi was from before, right? Like,
you can't really give you can't really give a breakthrough. If anything, it's an insult to Temi because she's so hard, she's so battle tested and experienced. You wouldn't give her an award like that.
The only reason I wanted to mention her in there because she's in the 76s. She's a breakthrough in that weight class. That's why I had her in there. But apart from that, I don't think we can even say she didn't qualify basically. Ashley Sutton was competing, and I remember her seeing Rachel's deadlift at British Junior Nationals. And then when our third guest, told me about Rachel, I went and checked, and it was that same person. She's got a ridiculous deadlift.
Deadlift.
I think she's only a 76 as well, right?
She's a 76, but not only is she a 76, she's a very tall 76 as well. So she has room to grow. Like, she could be, if she wants to move up to 84, she could move up to 84 and do damage there as well. Like, I have no doubt about that. She's like, I believe she's like 5'10". So to be lifting those numbers at 76 is very impressive, especially the bench. I actually say I'm more impressed with the bench to be benching 97.5.
5'10".
Yeah. And she's that tall.
That's the height Saber claims to be.
Yeah, she's definitely taller than Saber. I can tell you that for free.
Out of the three, who would you say broke through this year?
It's quite a difficult one. I'd say Bettina was already pretty prominent in the junior ranks as it was. If we're talking about open, it's hard because Rachel hasn't really. It's unfair to Rachel because she hasn't really competed in the open. I think if we talk about a full view of British powerlifting, I'd say Rachel, because she's come on a lot. Bear in mind, her first competition was February of this year.
I think she started competing last year as well, Bettina Hanlon.
Yeah, but Betty started competing February
2020,
2022.
2020. Oh, so it's been a couple of
So
years then.
couple years.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
and did she win juniors?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she won Yeah, she won juniors in 2023. And then she's aged out this year. So
Oh, then in that case, then I don't think we can give it to Bettina as well because if you already won juniors and you've basically made a name for yourself already, then I mean you can't have broken through again this year. So I was going to give it to Rachel Razi anyway,
yeah,
just because the
sure.
breakthrough female lifter of the year 2024 is Rachel Razi. Now we're going to move on to the most prestigious one, best lifter of the year. So we're going to read out the male and female at the same time.
Yep. Sounds.
Just discuss all of them and then we'll decide who we give in male and female.
Yeah, so for male, we have Ade, Durins, Christian, Tony Cliff, and Nonzo. And then for the women, we have Joy, Bobby, Ziana, and Annie.
So with the best lifter, we didn't want to just give it male or female. We didn't want to just give it based on IPF points, right? We don't want to just. No. If you want to make that, then you can just go on British Powerlifting and check who the best lifter of the year is. I think it's Ade on points and Joy on points as well, right?
Yes, but they actually posted this recently on British Powerlifting, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they did. Because I think Ade just put a story saying, "Oh, almost there." I think he wants to overtake Joy, right?
Oh, but, Sheffield, yes, yeah, probably will.
Yeah, I think he will overtake. But I didn't want to just make it about that. I wanted it to be more than that. It's about what you've achieved as a lifter this year.
Yeah.
Nonso has been very impressive because he's 18, 19?
19.
He just turned 19 to come up to open powerlifting and almost winning. Like literally 402.5. You know what? I honestly thought he's going to pull it because 382 or 380 was easy. And the 402 is like within his reach.
And it's not like it didn't break the floor. Like he was within reason. He was within his rights to load that weight. Like he has pulled 400 in training before.
Yeah.
And I would have thought with a peak, he has up to 405, 407 in him.
I think he literally is the future of British powerlifting. So we can't really call him the best lifter just yet, but I do see him getting there. The 100%. Second one I want to talk about is TC, Tony Cliff.
Yeah.
They call him the granddad of powerlifting. If we were to talk about the GOAT of British powerlifting, definitely there, in my opinion. But this is just about 2024, right? But I remember speaking to Tony Cliff, actually. I messaged him, I was saying, I see a lot of captions of these junior lifters talking about doing open nationals as a junior lifter. But I found it more impressive winning open nationals as an M1 lifter. But with TC, did he come second at Worlds as well?
At Worlds, yes. Or did he... I think he came second or I have to check that one.
Or did he come third? Because there was that
I think
other
Etienne.
guy.
I think Etienne came second and then TC came third.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to make TC the best lifter of 2024 as well. It's just because obviously at Worlds, it's just about the whole year. At British he did amazing, but I think at Worlds did he go 9 for 9 as well at Worlds?
No.
He didn't have a good day, did he?
Didn't have a good day, no.
Yeah. And then we've got Christian, Mr. RP7, but I think this time he didn't do all RP7, right? He did actually try.
We're seeing what he's capable of now, for real.
And I think he's been healthy for a while. The reason why I find Christian really impressive, and he's in my GOAT category talk anyway. I might do a different video about this, but Christian won 74s, 83s, 93s, and he could potentially win 105s as well if he goes up.
Yeah.
Like he was 9 kilos behind Sanchez. Yes, Sanchez did miss his last pull, but he's 9 kg behind Sanchez.
I think it was 4 kilo behind, bro.
Oh shit! He did. What did he do? 873 or 878?
Was it 878?
If it's 878, it's even more impressive, man. But regardless, Christian
878.5, yeah, 4 kilo behind.
3.5, or is it
3
4?
point, it's 4
Oh
because
yeah,
that
4.
wasn't a
Yeah, he
chip
did.
on the,
Oh
yeah,
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 yeah. Sorry, it is 4.
but still,
4 kilos behind the 105.
yeah,
But the reason why he's not up there again is just because of that world.
yeah.
But the top two contenders, one I thought is clear for me, but the second person that Manny brought up was,
Ade on the second.
you might as well put your point forward for Ade.
So, as much as I would like to say, yes, if you've got a world title, you are definitely the best lifter of the year. The only other thing that can combat that is being a world record holder in the same weight class. And I know Ade's total was largely unopposed. He didn't have stiff competition to pressure him into making the mistakes that might have been made had he had that at Worlds or anything anywhere like that. But it's also the fact that Ade had room, man. He had room on the deadlift, like, and the potential is just there for so much more.
If it's head to head, whoever won is better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say Durin is the best lifter of the year. 2 reasons. Firstly, winning worlds.
Yeah.
And yes, there's been years where people have won worlds with easily. Like, for example, when Taylor Atwood won, there was nobody close to him. He literally went there, did like RP6 singles, and then won with 790 kg, not breaking the world record because he wanted to do it for Sheffield. But Durin, second thing is Durin had Russ beat him head to head. And he beat the world record. Did he win by 2.5? He wasn't just a chip, right? He won by 2.5 kg because Russ had the chip on the squat. So, and he had a lot left in his deadlift.
Yeah.
And winning where nobody, was it 91% people thought Russ is going to win against all the odds being such underdog. I just made it more impressive. And for the overall British powerlifting, that moment was such a huge thing.
Yeah, it was epic.
For a lifter to bring that to a country makes it even more impressive. You're happy with Durin, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with Durin's there. It is close, but I think the accolades of being world champion just trump everything.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be close, but then you brought up Ade, so I understand Ade being close as well.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it was always going to be Durin, the best lifter.
Yeah.
So the best lifter of 2024 award goes to Durin Kingamu.
I just want to say thank you very much for voting for me, and thank you for this award. Yeah, this caught me by surprise, to be fair. But yeah, certain things, you win, you appreciate how much work you've been putting into the sport or to whatever you set out to do. So I really appreciate this. So yeah, hopefully I bring on a little bit more fire in 2025 and then we win more. So thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.
To the women.
Yeah. So for the women, we'll start off with Annie Nelson. So I believe she came, where did she come up? Worlds this year? Was it 4th? After being nominated. I think she went up in the nominations. And
did she pull to come for podium or did she pull to come 4th?
I think she pulled to go into podium.
I won't be able to just check it.
Yeah, I can check.
Hang on.
But I believe she pulled to go into podium and
missed. Okay, I'll go through the list. You quickly have a look.
Yeah.
So we've got Annie Nelson. Obviously, she's been making ridiculous progress this year. Like, I think her and Tasmin Campbell, they were really close to each other, right?
Yeah.
They had a good battle, but now she's pretty much gone a bit ahead of Tasmin. Then we've got Ziana. I think at one point this year, she held the highest British powerlifting female total when she hit the 600 kg at 84. I don't think any 84 plus at that time hit 600. So hitting 600 at 84, crazy. And I saw that squat grind as well. I think it was at the same time you were squatting. She huge squat. The whole the buzz in there on that Saturday was crazy. Then we've got Joy Namani and Bobby Butters. One of the greatest rivalries in British powerlifting. like what since I've started powerlifting, I've just been seeing them two go back and forth,
Yeah,
and Joy Namani coming back to 57 again, incredible battle. But I see
incredible.
Bobby getting really strong, and her deadlift is taking off as well. So
Yeah,
she
it's
is
getting
getting
up there.
closer and closer to Joy Namani.
So sorry, I mistakenly said that she came fourth. She actually came fifth. But it was very close. It was essentially joint fourth anyway, because it was Gabby Martinez had her on body weight with the same total of 545.
And did she miss a lift, Annie?
Yeah, so she went for a 2-3, 2.5 deadlift and missed. I believe it was
What
on
would?
group as well. That would have got her third and
Yeah, that's it. She was
beating
pulling for a
Marta Jenner
podium.
by 2.5 kilos because Marta Jenner was the lighter lifter. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her pulling for that podium because I remember pulling and missing. I think, but incredible progress though. So
Yeah,
she has to be up there as well with one of the best lifters on the female side.
definitely.
But for you, who do you think? But on points, it's got to be Joy Namani. But
Yeah,
like we said,
undoubtedly.
it's got to be accolades as well. But only thing about Joy Namani this year as well, she's been doing everything as a 63 except this, right? She done it as a 57.
Yeah. So we have to talk about this year,
Yeah.
which makes it a bit more interesting actually. So if you look at Bobby Barter, she came second at Euros this year,
Mm.
and where did she come at Worlds? Oh, sorry, no, sorry, my bad. She won Euros this year, or won Euros last year. She didn't do Euros in March. She came second at Worlds. Second at Worlds. I think that is probably the best result of all the lifters that we have on here, because Joy came Worlds. I believe she came fifth overall in the 60. That's in the 63s there.
Mm. See, that's the thing though. Like because Joy Namani it was doing a 63, we have to kind of like count her as a 63 kg lifter. What did she achieve at the like I'm just gonna say it straight. For me, it's Diana this year
Yeah.
because of what she did at British Powerlifting Nationals this year, 600, and she's getting really closer. She's second, right behind Amanda Lawrence. It's one of those weight categories she's in that it's like when Taylor Atwood was there in 74. Like you have some good lifters that get unnoticed just because Taylor Atwood is there.
Yeah, for sure.
She's in the same bracket. She had Erolov. I think Erolov did beat her at Euros, right?
Yeah, and yeah, to be fair to Zion, I misspoke earlier when I said Bobby was the best result. It's the joint best result at Worlds because Zion also came second.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And behind Erolov, right?
I mean second at Worlds, so second
You're
behind
talking about
Amanda
World.
Lawrence.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Euros.
Yeah.
But Ziana also came second at Euros as well, right? I think second at World and second at Euros.
Yeah.
Oh wow. There you go. For me, it's Ziana. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say Zion as well. I think because she's not only does she have the accolades, she's also still improving and she's still on that steady
That's
incline.
it. It's like honestly, it's like I think I only started following her beginning of this year or last year. I swear she was on like a 550 total or something, or 553 total. What was her total last year? Have you not got it there? Open.
Yeah, I've got it.
Open
It was
IPS.
553.5.
That's it. I remember it was just.
Or is it there? Yeah, 555.5 last
That's
year.
it.
That's the start.
Last year, and then now she's already at 600. So the best female lifter of 2024 goes to Diana Azaraya.
Hello. Just wanted to say thank you for awarding me best female lifter in BP. Yeah, that's pretty cool, and I'm very appreciative. 2024 has been a pretty good year for me. Kind of if I reflect back on it. And yeah, finished strongly, getting a 600 total at nationals. But yeah, big goals for next year. We'll be working hard towards those for when I next step on the platform. So thanks very much, and happy lifting one and all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all done now. We've wrapped up everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was honestly inspired by two white lights, and I was listening to it and I thought to myself, we need to do something like this for British powerlifting. We didn't want to do best squat, best bench, best deadlift, because if you really and truly look at it by IPF points, you can figure that out for yourself. But we just wanted to let everyone know about other categories that you don't really think.
Yeah.
My headphones are dead. So we finish it off here. If this video does really well, we're going to do a bigger and a better one next year. We're going to have more guests. We're going to do it properly in a studio. So if this, how many people did we have winners? 16? No.
Yeah, we had 8
15.
categories and 60 and 2
No,
for each.
8 categories. White Line Media was one. Headline 14 people.
14, yeah.
White Line Media was one, and then best coach was Christian in one. So we had 14 winners. So apart from them 14 people, if we get 15 likes, we'll do one next year. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for your time, Manny.
Thank you, Kribia.
Yeah. Let me just